Oh, Koko,
Sandy?
this will be the,
We don't know.
yeah, it's the New Year's, the one after New Year's. So Sandy was talking about resolutions.
Everybody's making resolutions. I actually don't make resolutions. I used to, but I don't anymore. I figure if I'm going to change something, I'm just going to change something. I shouldn't wait once a year to try to do it. I should do
Good
it
point.
all year round.
But in the lost episode that you'll never see because it's going to get deleted, that I had to stop, you brought up a few points. If you are going to have a resolution, you should be resolving to not lie and cheat and steal
Correct.
and things like that.
Correct.
And then the point I was making is that the problem with resolutions, I can't make that. Okay, there we go. The problem with resolutions are typically if you smoke, if you drink excessively, if you do drugs, I mean, whatever you are doing, lie, cheat, steal, whatever you're doing that you want to resolve, or losing weight, someplace in your twisted mind, you believe you get a benefit from these things. People who smoke, it's a very tactile thing. They use their hands. It affects their breathing. It changes their state. Same thing with drugs. Same thing with alcohol. There's other ways of doing it, but they use it to change their state. They use it, and there's a benefit to these bad habits that people always want to break. And the reason why you cannot break them is because your brain believes there's a benefit to it. So the only way to change these habits is to find something else to replace that benefit. If it's smoking, sit down and figure out, okay, what do you do when you smoke that gives you the benefit? Is it the breathing part of it? Is it just a moment to get away? I didn't hear, I couldn't, you see, you whisper. I obviously whisper, you don't. But if you smoke, you may move, it may be the way you're breathing, it may be the way you're, it may be a means to just step away and think about something. It may be a release from a situation. You're talking to somebody and you're tense, so you just light up a cigarette, you go out of the room so that you have a moment to think, to gather your wits, to plan of attack, whatever it may be. Same thing with alcohol, same thing with drugs, same thing with any situation. Sometimes people say really mean things to put a distance between you and somebody else. Somebody gets too close, you might say something really mean or really harsh to put these people off, and then later on you apologize, say, yeah, I don't know what's going on. I was kind of stressed out, and that's your excuse. You've got to find something to replace that with. And that's why people don't ever have, can't change these habits because there's a benefit. And in your mind, even though you don't want to believe there's a benefit, smoking is bad. Okay, it is. But if you believe there's a benefit, there's no way you'll ever quit smoking. Or if you use food, or if you use, depending, it doesn't matter what you're using to alter your state, until you find something else to substitute for that, you'll never change. So you can't.
Substitute it with sex. More sex.
There you go.
I think people need more sex. You can burn up to 2,000 calories every time. It's good for the skin. It's good for memory. It's good for your heart.
But
there's a very good benefit. And
there are sex addicts too.
You know what?
And you can think of worse things. But
everything is an addict nowadays.
That's
everything
true.
is medication. Everything is an addict. You know what? You have to stop self-sabotaging. Period.
Absolutely.
We subconsciously sabotage ourselves. We subconsciously sabotage relationships. We sabotage relationships before they even get a good chance to start because we have an inner fear of commitment or trusting somebody enough to take the leap and trust that they'll catch you. And there's probably good reason because there's been people in the past that have let you fall. But on the other hand, you can't penalize people from your in your present for what's been done in your past. And it's a lot easier said than done a lot of times. And it takes a humongous amount of faith to trust somebody again after you've been hurt. But it's not impossible to do. So we have become a technology, over-medicated, self-absorbed, sabotaging society to ourselves and to each other. And until we change that within our individual selves, it's not going to get any better. And until then, all I can do is be here with Koko and hopefully help people see within themselves what can be changed. And it's one person at a time, and it's cut the crap. Be honest with yourself, be honest with the other person. If you want to have an affair with a married person, then that's your decision, that's your issue. And if everybody's comfortable with it, fine. If you don't and you want to be in a committed relationship and marriage, then put your cards on the table and get to it. If you want to stay single and you've got too much of a fear of commitment that you're not willing to stop self-sabotaging it, then stay single. But still be honest with yourself and everybody else. I think that's what the New Year resolutions need to be.
There you go. Koko.
Shit together. See you, Lee.
More soon.